Hello and welcome to this APS snippet. This snippet is about Steepled. Steepled is a tool we can use to help us evaluate and analyse the macro or the external factors in business. We can use it to help us understand how these factors may affect a procurement, or they may affect a supplier that we're looking to or are already engaged with. Steepled stands for Social, Technological, Economic, Environmental, Political, Legal, Ethical, and Demographic factors. So for the purpose of this example, I'm going to talk through conducting a steepled analysis on a chocolate organisation, an organisation that manufactures chocolate that I've imaginatively called Hershey's. So when we're thinking about conducting the analysis on the chocolate company, the first element we look at is the social factors, the external factors. These factors we cannot control. None of the external factors we can control, but we need to be aware of them and the influence and impact that they may have. So looking at the social factors, when we're looking at a global chocolate manufacturing company, we can consider the fact that there's a global shift towards a preference for healthier food choices. So the chocolate company, Hershey, need to take this into account when expanding their product range. Maybe they're going to develop their product range to include low sugar items or organic products. So we need to think about what they're going to do to help meet consumer demand. Technological. Again, there's nothing we can do to prevent the technological advancements, but what impact may this have? So for the chocolate manufacturing company, think about the advances in production technology. Is this company going to embrace the use of robotics and AI? If they do this, it may help us drive down costs. The next one is economic factors. Again, remembering none of this we can control, but having an awareness of what's going on and the effect that this may have on our supplier is advantageous to us being able to manage the supply chain more effectively. So economic factors, considerations around the global economy to understand things like exchange rates, import and export duties. Understanding this will help us understand that we place orders with the organisation at the right time. Environmental. So thinking about the chocolate manufacturing company, they need to be aware of climate change. The chocolate company need to be aware of where raw materials are grown and make sure that they're grown sustainably. Is there a need for them to change where they source their raw materials from? So as part of our supply chain, it's important that the chocolate company are aware of these changes, that they're reacting to things as and when they need to ensure that we've got continuity of supply. The next element is political. So maybe we need to think about the changes in global trade policies due to political changes. Think about Donald Trump coming to power recently in 2025 in America. How is this going to affect Hershey? Are they going to need to put their prices up to cover off extra costs that political changes may raise? Is that going to affect us as the buyer? Are we going to have to pay more? Next, legal. So different countries have different standards and regulations around food. So Hershey need to be aware of what standards, what regulations are needed. So for us, for example, buying into the UK, we need to make sure that Hershey have got the right regulations, the right standards on their chocolate to be able to provide us product that is fit for consumption in the United Kingdom. The penultimate factor is ethical. Reflecting upon the importance of a sustainable supply chain and good ESG, environmental and social governance. The supplier, in this case, Hershey, need to be compliant. If we're involved in buying chocolate from a supplier that isn't ethical, that's going to have a detrimental knock-on effect to us further along in the supply chain. And finally, demographic. we need to understand the trends due to demographics, such as Christmas, the holidays, Easter. We need to understand whether supply to us is going to be affected due to seasonality. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, these factors are all macro or external factors. We can't stop them, influence them, or change them. But being aware of them by conducting a steepled analysis gives us an insight into our suppliers, the procurement, and the supply chain to help us make effective and informed decisions.